Hi, I'm back again. Okay, and I'm going to be working on... Where the heck's my funny clicky thing? Here it is. I'm going to be working on some more stuff to do with the Dreadnought. So, as you probably know by now, I'm just going to load up my reference. Won't be a second. Let me see, what is it again? Ah, yeah. Because this is all on the fly. Or on the fly, as it should be. Oh, yeah. Now, I'll just load up my picture. There we go. And, actually... I'm going to pause a second because I want to load my key view so that you guys can see what I'm up to. Okay, we're back and we've got the key viewer on. See? Told you. Now, it's time to start work on the excitement that's going to be the top of the Dreadnought. That's right. So, first things first, I need to kind of look at this piece. And I'm going to build my base off this. Now, it's an interesting one because I'm going to build some kind of shocks on it, some basic shocks anyway. So I'm going to make a cylinder and start it off just about there. And then wonder where it went. Where's my cylinder gone? Dagging at it. Okay, front viewport zoom and press F4. Just so I can line that up a bit better. There we are. In perspective. Now, obviously it's going to slow down like a bee hatch, so I'm going to right click and hide unselected. Hide unselected. Oh, it's because I've got dummy selected. Hang on. Dummy, dummy. Yeah, it won't hide dummies for some reason very well. Okay. Hide unselected. There we go. Not when they're in the selection anyway. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's like that weird thing out of the old Disney film Black Hole. Anyway, you guys are going to think I've had too much sugar on my cornflakes, so I better get back to work. First of all, I'm going to reduce the radius on that. Just a little bit. Right click, convert to oval poly. Now, I don't really need to do too much to this, so I think the safest thing I can do is just increase that upwards a bit. And I'm just going to bring that out. Now, because I've done that, I'm going to reset the X form immediately. And the underside here, just a bit bevel. And again. It's only slightly visible, you see, but it makes a difference. There we go. Now, on the underside of here, it then kind of comes up in a bit of a cone shape nearly. And then we've got our first piece of the Dreadnought is going to be kind of hanging off the front here. So, back in the bevel mode, small bevel. Slightly larger piece, a bit more. There we go. And it kind of, it's an interesting shape actually. It's going to fit on top of this like a box. Literally. Top viewport. Now it's going to be easier to press F3 here. And then I want to line this up like so. Now, just pull that down a little bit more, and then just adjust these a bit. I want to over adjust them simply because I'm going to be messing about with the, what do you call it? Chamfers and so on. Zoom out. And just want to make sure everything's selected from here. Unhide all. Gives me an idea of the size I'm working at. Okay. Now press Ctrl Z to get rid of them again. Okay, I can afford to have this a bit wider and a bit bigger. So 70 by 72. Let's make these both 85 by 85 at least. Actually no, let's make them 110. There we go. Convert to editable poly. and it's going to allow us to kind of start building immediately. So first just going to use the old push me pull you tactic, and the shape I want is going to come out of here, so use an extrude, and just going to select everything here, so unhide all. I need to get a kind of approximation of height here, so turn off auto grid. Dang, no wait, I said turn off auto grid. Oh, wrong viewport, silly me. Okay, and it's going to be looking at the height about that. Slightly less, there we go. So, height right, there we are. Hide unselected. Back in perspective. Okay, so got this most simple of shapes here, and I really need to bore a kind of hole into the bottom of this so that it fits on, because this is like our big pivot point here. I mean, this is how it works. So first things first, I'm going to kind of round out this shape here, which is quite easy. I can do it using chamfers. One, two, three. Now I've got that shape on the inside there, and I think what I'm going to do is just drag it upwards like so, and build a big old sphere using auto grid to about there. Now, as I haven't done any mad Boolean operations or anything on this, I should then, in theory, be able to select this. Bear with me here, it might screw up, and go to compound objects, Boolean, pick operand B. There we go. Woohoo! Okay, and that should now fit down over the top of that, and it does. So now I can kind of model this for the ball that's going to fit inside it. Don't you just love on ad hoc on the fly modelling? So much fun. Or as my better half calls it, moggling, because she thinks that's amusing. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to do sphere. Plop it about there. I can line it up properly once it's made. We're going to make it a 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 on the hemisphere. Top viewport. F3. There it is, and I'm just going to line it up. Actually, it wasn't too far off, which is pretty cool for a change. There we go. Perspective. Oops, there we go. Okay, and then I just have to bring this down. And as you see, this can now kind of swivel on that axis. So the way that that's set up is really useful for us, because everything's pretty much going to hang off this part. See? Now back to creating this front carapaces, which is where the pilot goes, pretty much, because of course there's a pilot inside of Dreadnought. The mythology being of the Warhammer universe that the pilots of these guys are normally extremely honoured space marines who have been injured in battle. Okay. It's like a best of the best regime, if you know what I mean. Now over here. Okay, that's about right. Back in perspective. See, part of the fun of modelling, kind of on the fly, as it were. It's one of my favourite kinds of modelling as well. Okay, pull that one back, and this one comes back a lot sharper, but I don't want to pull it back too much, so what I'll do is I'll do a connect, then bring that line to about there. Okay, and that will enable me to then do a connect, or create or whatever, from about there to about there. And same again on the other side. Oops, turn that off. Oh, I'm using the create tool, no wonder. This silly me. There we go. Now I can use a target weld. Let's see. Okay, and that gives me this shape here. Now I need to kind of bring both these parts down a bit, so what I'm going to do is just touch there, there, and I've got the wrong one selected, there and there. Bring those down like so. And I'll bring that one up a bit. There we are. And I think that bottom one could do with being brought up a bit as well. Just so that we can see that part there. Alright. Now there should be some sort of a main control yoke kind of thing going on back here, so if I do that, this is quite cunning, this bit, by the way, you'll like this. And then bring this up here. Go about there. Now, let me see, I want to stretch my neck because it's very stiff. Delete that. Extrude that till it gets to there. Zoom it. Just until it starts to intersect like so, you see. Now it's slightly overlapped, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to just use my target weld feature to kind of weld these things together. Got to delete that polygon on the other side first though. That one. Okay, now it'll weld. I remember back years, well, sometimes years, sometimes a couple of weeks ago, I'd be sitting going, oh, why won't the bloody thing weld? Oh God, and swearing my little head off. Of course, completely forgetting that it was impossible to weld it because it already was welded to something. There we go. It's a nice complex shape already. Now, up here, so I'll select this piece, and I'm going to extrude it over the edge, and then select this edge here. It's one of those times that I don't really care that these polys are intersecting, because it's not a game model. It doesn't matter. I'll still get told off for it, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Right. If we were making a game model, this would be a whole different kettle of fish. By now, you've just ruined it. Go to your pit in shame. Whee! Loop everything. I love looping things. It's such a damn shame that it takes so long. Well, not looping, edging. Time to turn on our old ignore back-facing friend. If you watch the APU, you'll remember all the fun that I had doing the Sentinel side of the tutorial, because of course there's so many lines and so many polys everywhere in the damn thing. And so we're going to select this, we're going to select this, pause, we're going to select this, pause, will you select, pause. That's what's known as being professional. Because as we all know in the real world, artists swear like troopers when things don't work, and then head off home to go and pull out their wonderful woodbines. God, I can't believe I don't smoke anymore. I'm going to find a new vice of some kind. There we go. And I tell you what, if you're thinking about smoking and you think, oh, it's a bit hard, I won't be able to give up, just think of poor old me and how many cigarettes I was smoking. I was smoking 100 Marlboro a day. It's 100, guys. It's a lot of Marlboro. Alright. A couple of edges there and there. Okay, we're about ready to chamfer. Nope, that's looking okay. Sold. Okay, pull back. Now, we've got the inner part of the calipers. So, I'm going to want to do both these parts at the same time, because they're both going to go in pretty much the same amount as well. So it's an inset job, because it's already beveled on the outside, incidentally, if you look. Not too thick though. Okay, and a simple little extrude back in. Oops, and just a simple bevel again. Notice I just repeated it. Now up here, and this is going to be a case of using the local tool, I think, I need to do an inset. And then I need to do a localized one of those. And now I'm going to move it up here. Oops, undo that. It's important to make sure local's on, and this is of course the little viewport at the top that I don't think the marine's actually supposed to look out of it, because it's supposed to be curled up and in this special kind of fluid and stuff. Maybe it's where the robot's eyes are, I don't know. I don't make the rules, I merely make the object. Now, bevel. And in. And bevel. There we go. Pull back. And as you see, we've got this exciting shape now. Woohoo! Okay. So I'm just going to see how we're doing on this. And let's press the wrong button actually. There we are. That seems to be coming on fairly fine. Let's do a right click on hide all. You can kind of now see how it's going to come together. But I just need to decide whether or not that part's actually big enough or not. It should be the same height from there to there, more or less as from there to there. I'll just show you using my cunning draw-on tool. See, so that part there is more or less the same as that part there, which means it's right. So the next stage in this really is going to be building the parts that go kind of here and here. And then we've got a load of weapons that kind of come off the side here and here. It's a cool shape. Okay, we don't need our helper box anymore. And this is going to be our cabin, so we better label it as such. And if I just zoom around a bit, go down here. This is going to be our pelvis mount. And then on top of that we're going to have our hip mount. And then on top of that, well, we've already got our cabin. So, funny enough, we can actually link these together if you want as well. I'm not going to link them though for now. Save that treat for later. Got a little bit of shiny shinies to do. Shiny shinies. What does that mean, Chris? Well, that's just where we kind of add a couple of bits that don't really seem to do anything, but they look nice. Go figure. Okay, shinies. Zoom, pull back. Press F4. One, two, three. Before I do anything, actually, convert to editable poly, and I'll make 2 instances. Jump into perspective, select the first one, grow, tools, edit, select invert, delete the rear one, select all of these because I'm feeling lazy, and chamfer. Okay. Now a simple attachment, and we can start adding a bit of detail onto this top piece at the front. So before we do, probably a good idea just to hide the parts we're not going to be wanting in our scene. I mean, I'm just keeping these in for my own reference. It makes things so much easier for me. Okay. Now that side's actually straight, which is useful because it means I can build a kind of workman's table, which is what I call it when I do that. And I can just build our little rivets on it. Now, am I going to use flathead rivets or little circles? I think I'll use flatheads for a change, mainly because I haven't used them for a while. And they're just a case of a simple couple of chamfers, yeah? So, first things first then, just going to decide how big it's going to be. I don't want it to be big, obviously, so there you go. The easiest thing to do is build them big, and then edit them. There we go, reduce the height. Now it's important that we chamfer one side. So, polygon, grow. I should have inverted it, but it hasn't because I've got a hotkey tool to that one, unfortunately. So I'll just delete it manually. I'll delete that one. I'll border it. Now I'm going to chamfer it. That much. And that gives these nice little weld ends here. Okay. Delete that. As you see, they're not big, but they make a big difference, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, scratchy nose. I'm going to select this, Max script, run script. Remember, keep it in my 3ds6 Max directory, so C :/3ds Max 6 /scripts /examples /placement tool for the hair placement tool. Set selection as source, pick distribution 1, it's that one. Now we can place it, see? Like that. Careful how you place it, you do want them to try to line up a bit. You know, you don't want them to be everywhere. Oh my god, what have I done to my model? It's ruined! And then you'll just sit and cry. It's all useless now. You all touched him! There we go. Now this one. It's there. And now it's up to you if you want to do both sides. If you're going to, then good luck to you. Oh, and you can hear my little boy busy smacking his toys about in the lounge. Because like all good boys, he's discovered that you can make noises with them by banging things really hard. Bless. Okay, I'm going to put one there, and one there, and one about there. Okay, now one there, one there, and then down here. You notice I'm clicking and dragging. Because of the nature of the placement tool, you see it's a click-drag operation. And if I don't click-drag, then depending on the object, it'll just end up sideways. So I've kind of grown used to the old click-drag method of doing it. Okay, now I'm going to do some copying. So pop them over there. There we go. So much time when you do it that way. And as you see, if I press that off now, it's riveted. Real useful. Trust me on this. Okay, now might want to do a little bit more riveting, so there, there, there. Anywhere really that people are going to see your model from the front, you might want to add a little bit more extra detail, and these rivets really do save a lot of time. And if you've done the old Dreadnought tutorial and you're watching me doing this, you're probably thinking, God, why did I do it that old way? And you know what? We all live and learn. Yeah, this is why you should also be fairly careful with the amount of polygons you're going to be using. Because, I mean, if you're looking, I've used quite a lot. And obviously not everyone's going to be having a dual Xeon. I mean, you know, they do rock, they're fantastic, but sadly not everyone in the world's got one. There you go. Turn off the placement tool. Now then, I want to isolate everything up here. So there we go. Reason being, isolate selection. But now I can just take away that, go over here, close down that, click the attach little buttony thing and just go whoosh like that, and we have a single poly object. Whee! I love that. And I think I'll smooth that out a little bit actually. So auto smooth, perhaps about 14.5 or 14 even. There we go. Keeps our edges edged and the other bits not. Bizarre. Okay, and with that, I hereby declare this part over. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.